Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Patrol Base TV. I'm Stuart, and today we've brought a couple of little compact toys out. So these have been with us a couple of days, and they're online now. But this is the CYBER GUN P90 with a slight difference because this one comes with the dot sight already pre-fitted. Usually not seen on any other platform apart from maybe Tokyo Marui or something like that. I think it's one of the first ones that we've seen as standard AEG other than Tokyo Marui come with the dot sight. But as always, I'll start at the front and work my way back. But if there's any part of this that you want to know more information about, any questions at all about this or the P90 in general, by all means drop it down below and we will answer as quickly as we can. So it's cool and compact, isn't it? I mean, look at that. It hides itself just in my shoulder span. So this thing is a nice, short, little compact platform. But as always, at the front end, it does have a flash hider muzzle brake on the front, and it is a 14mm counterclockwise thread, as you find with most platforms, meaning that you can throw a suppressor on it, tracer unit. This thing in CQB with like a Spitfire on it is going to be a lot of fun. You're going to enjoy it. Coming back from that, so the bottom half of this, we'll start at the bottom half. So you've got essentially a foregrip and your rear grip, so the foregrip and a pistol grip. Inside the foregrip is where you will find the selector. So currently that's on safe, so if it's turned all the way to the left, it's on safe. If it's in the middle, you're on semi-auto. If you flick all the way over, that's on full auto. It is quite a straight trigger pull, so it's not like a lever like you find with most M4s. It is like a straight pull back. But once this is up and ready, it is quite intuitive and easy to use. The charging handle is just mock. It's just there for sure, but it does function ambidextrous on both sides. Coming up to the dot sight, the sort of main party trick of this thing, it is quite intuitive to be sort of when you're cheek welding down here. What a lot of people find is with M4s and some platforms is that when you cheek weld and the optic is mounted on the same plane as you, it's very hard to get all the way down and see through it properly. This, if you struggle with that or you wear full face or like a lower mesh or something like that, this you'll find super easy to get down and get a really good sight picture on. What you will find as well, the top end is asymmetrical, so there is a hole here. There isn't one on the other side. That there is so you can adjust your windage. So an Allen key through there, you'll get to the Allen key hole on this side, allows you to adjust it or even remove it completely if you needed to. You've got a 20mm rail just on this side. There's no space for it on that side, just purely how they've built it. So you could throw a torch on there, making it even better for CQB, really. There's another Allen key hole at the back here. That's for your elevation, just giving you the capability of correctly zeroing this dot sight and making it function really well. Coming back, we've got the very iconic P90 mag with the plastic 5.7 rounds in there, mounted 90 degrees compared to the trajectory the bullet's going to go. And then back here, you'll see a little switch there. Pulling both of these will allow the magazine to pop up. So it pops up, you slide it back out, and that's where we find where you'd normally seat the mag, and you find the hop chamber in there. Obviously, you can't adjust the hop whilst it's together. There is a button here. I'll come to how this splits down and you get to the hop in a second once I've covered a few more features, but you can split this and get to the hop in there. It is a rotary hop. It is really stable and solid and really good. So as we come to the back, at the bottom here, there's another button. So you can press that, slide down, and this is how we get to the battery compartment. And there is plenty of battery space in there, all in the top, and you are fused with a mini Tamiya connector. Back on, and it clicks up and slots in place, all sorted and good to go. So as we were saying with the mags, they slide in. There is like a key point here. So when that slides in, it comes into the little shoe, and you just give it a little slap down and it's good to go. So this one comes with a 70 round mid cap. So the spring in here is going to be nice and strong. Having that shorter round count means it's going to manage the 2.5s, 2.8s, the heavier BBs. It's going to feed more efficiently and be really cool. We've got Luke Adams. Love your live streams. Well, thank you very much. What is the fire rate of the P90? Also, is it heavy? Good question. So this thing, when you're picking it up, it is just over 2 kilos, which sounds like a lot, but once its shoulders in that position, it balances really nicely. And most of the weight is back here. So when it is shouldered, all the weight's in your sort of it's supported by your shoulder, so you're not really going to notice it. It's quite easy to then use it one-handed if you're trying to get another mag out or change this. It is quite a comfortable platform. As for rate of fire, so I chronoed this just before going live, and we've downgraded them all so they are under the limit. So they're going to be around 320 when they get to your door. And rate of fire wise will depend on if you're running 7.4 or 8.4, but you're going to get between 12 and 15 out of it depending which battery you're going to use. As always, we always recommend sticking to that 7.4 or 8.4. Please do not go up to that 11.1 with these. They are a standard AEG, and at our power limits, you're going to cause damage to the gearbox with pre-engagement and everything like that. If you wanted to go up to that 11.1 spot, go back and have a look at our workshop podcast that we did. We explain how it all works and what is necessary to make these things and any standard AEG run at 11.1. But out the box, stick to your 7.4, stick to your 8.4, and you're going to have a really nice time. So, apart from the black one, so another question off YouTube. What is the sight picture like? So, good question. So, it is a square aperture at the back, but it is actually a tube inside. So, it's very similar to a very sort of narrow T1 style, and it is a simple dot sight. So, if you've ever used a T1 or something similar like an EOTech, it is very similar to that, with it being square at the back, but inside, with it being a tube, the far end, the objective lens, is a circle. So it goes from a square into a tube, and it is a simple dot sight. It is a very fine dot, so it's not going to take up too much of your sight picture, and it is quite intuitive, especially with it being so high up. I think it is a definite positive addition to it. So I've brought the other one out as well. Kieran Kelly on YouTube. Can you change the sight on it? Unfortunately not, because P90s, this is the P90 sight. So the only other thing you could do is take this off and maybe run it like a set of iron sights, or there is most likely a RIS adapter. A lot of other P90s, so if you're not after the sight version, there are standard P90s that come with a RIS on the top, and then you can run a T1, you can run an EOTech, you can run anything you want. But a lot of people were asking about how to get the Tokyo Marui dot sight, and this is the only other one that we know that has it. So coming on to this one, so I've brought the other one out because they do it in tan as well, which is again quite an uncommon colour for P90s. Normally it's black or nothing, and again this has the same features. So we've got the 14mm counterclockwise front end, we've got the dot sight, we've got the rail section on the right hand side for your torch or anything like that. Magazine's exactly the same, and what I will do is I will now show you how the hop up adjusts. So with the magazine out, you will see just in front of where the hop sits, there's a little button here. If you press this and slide the front end forward, it comes out, and then this is how you adjust your hop. So it does have a rotary hop, and it is quite a stable platform. But once you've adjusted your hop, you simply slide it back together, and then you've got a good to go system. So with this, it just means it's a lot more stable, a lot more secure, with it being a rotary style hop. And once the mag's back in, you can fire a couple of rounds off and readjust it and do anything that you want. Luke on Facebook, awesome, thanks. Do you have spare mags in stock? So P90 mags are pretty much all exactly the same. So we will double check all the different variants and which ones fit, but there are plenty of magazines in stock on the website, and there's loads that have the fake rounds in as well. So what you can see as well, that the fake rounds are at the 90 degrees, and you can see they've put one at the end that's halfway through its turn, because obviously on the real steel variant these things spin. And as they come down, they then go into the chamber and get fired out. But I think it's really cool what they've done with these. Rather than it being a sticker or what we've seen before, it is actually like plastic full-size rounds inside, which I think is very, very cool. But yeah, if there's any other questions on the P90, does the stock extend? Unfortunately not. So Paul Eastwood on Facebook asking about the stock. No, the P90 is a fixed system in pretty much every sense of it. Is they've built this thing to be as it stands. So this thing was designed for sort of vehicle crew and sort of personal carry stuff. So if you're in a vehicle, it's super compact, The round that its real steel variant fires was purely designed for anti-armor and things like that. Super fast and super quiet as well. With the 5.7, you can get subsonic and all that kind of stuff. But it is fixed stock and all the rest of it, all the grips and everything. The front, it is all solid. But yeah, Sam, is there no hop window in the bottom? Mine does. No. So at the bottom here. Or here, there may be a thing at the bottom underneath there, but what the CYBER GUN one, that was purely to make it easier for adjusting. So yes, you can take it off and adjust it, but if you wanted, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, it's going to be quite difficult to see with the light. There is a door down here that you can push and slide back and allows you to get it. That was purely to show that that's how the hop adjusts with it being a gear. And allows you to clean your barrel and everything. But to adjust the hop mid-game, you can get to it under there. It's just a bit difficult with gloves and everything on. You're probably best doing it before the game starts. But yeah, good question. Another question off Facebook. Oh, it's not even a question. It's just saying it looks beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it's a P90, so it is an absolute cult following. It's been in TV shows. It's been in all sorts of films and everything like that. And it is an iconic build. They got to a point where it seemed to work and they didn't want to change it. I mean, even to the point of a lot of people wonder what all this mess down here is on Airsoft versions and what this would be on the real steel version. This is where the shell ejection system would come out of. So on Airsoft, it's nothing, but this is actually where your shell casings would drop out from. So as you're running around, they're actually coming out the bottom here. Everyone wonders where do they all go? There's no ejection port on the left or right hand side. That is where your shell would eject from. But any other questions? I'll do a very, very quick Q&A if there's any other questions, but we've covered an absolute ton there. I do quite like the battery compartment on this. It's quite easy to get into with it being a button, and it is very, very secure. So it's not just pulling it away. You do physically have to press a button and unlatch it, and then once it is on, it is very, very secure, and you've got loads of battery space in there. Sling points as well. There are multiple different ways to sling a P90, whether or not it's the big strap type ones that go around the back using the loop at the bottom. You could put a single sling point at the front and double sling it at the back if you wanted. But yeah, loads and loads of different options. But if that's everything for today, this has been the CYBER GUN P90 with Sot Sight. But yeah, if this is what you're after, you want to pretend to be in Stargate or something like that, this is pretty much your option. But apart from that, we will leave it there. And we will catch you again tomorrow with a brand video. We're going to take a deep dive into G&G tomorrow. So if there's anything you want to know about G&G, come and join us at 4 o'clock and have a chat. But if that's everything, as always, guys, Made Madness is still on. It's on until midnight on Monday. If there's anything that you're after and you're wondering whether or not it's going to drop into May Madness, don't worry. If it does, and there's a discount on it, if you've already bought it and it drops into May Madness, give us a call. We'll refund the difference and we'll sort you out. But apart from that, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's always good chatting to you. But until tomorrow, I'll catch you in a bit.